I'm reviewing Rogue One again. Cassian said I had to. Hey everybody on YouTube, how's it going? I'm Tyduk and welcome to my channel and welcome to my redo review of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I did a review for Rogue One before and I could have just re-edited that and uploaded it, but that would have been cheating. And since I am reviewing all the Star Wars films, I can't not include this one. And after buying the DVD, I've been able to sit back and enjoy it even more. So without further ado, let's review. Rogue One is a good example of how a Star Wars movie should be made. Much like J.J. Abrams did for Episode 7, Gareth Edwards took us back to the practical way of shooting a Star Wars film. Rogue One blended the best of modern technology, makeup, props, creature costumes, and live locations with beautifully rendered CGI that was used rather effectively throughout the film. I mean, CGI has come a long way since the prequel trilogy, which is evident in most films these days, and none more so than in the recent Star Wars films. The CGI work for Tarkin was very convincing, but it was the physical and vocal performance of actor Guy Henry that made the character come alive. When I first saw Rogue One in the theater, I could have sworn that was Peter Cushing. Guy Henry's performance was that good. The visuals, the sets, and how everything was made to look like they did in A New Hope were some of the many highlights of this movie. Now, the story itself was a little slow in the first two acts, but come the third act, the action kicked in big time. And most would agree that some of the main characters were flat or uninteresting, despite otherwise good performances. Felicity Jones played the lead of Jyn Erso, and Diago Luna played the role of Rebel Intelligence Officer Cassian Andor. Both lead a team of rebels and other unlikely allies on a seemingly impossible mission to steal the design plans to the Empire's doomsday weapon, the Death Star. Alan Tyduk as K2SO, along with Donny as Chirrut and Jiang as Baze, were probably the more memorable characters in Rogue One. These characters had some of the best lines, dynamics, and best moments in the movie. Ben Mendelsohn did a superb job as the ambitious Imperial Orson Krennic, as did Mads Mikkelsen as Galen Erso. Early in the movie, you figured out that this was going to be a suicide mission and that none of these characters are going to make it out alive. But you do feel for these characters when they meet their fate, especially K2SO. That got me in the feels along with Chirrut and Baze. Now, the biggest scene-stealing moment goes to none other than Darth Vader at the end of the movie. This was the first time in a long time we have seen Vader as a truly terrifying villain. I mean, those rebels were shitting their pants as Vader chopped them down. I myself have very few gripes about this film, though I'm sure there are many fans out there who do. But the one gripe I would have is that Rogue One has too much fan service. Now, I get it. It's a movie by the fans, for the fans, and normally, that's a good thing. But the amount of Easter eggs, nods to other stories and aspects of Star Wars were just too numerous to count. Yes, this story does take place just before A New Hope. And yes, there are ties to the Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, Rebels, etc. But did we really need all that Star Wars stuff to emphasize the fact that this was a Star Wars movie? No! I even saw an Imperial probe droid, just like an Empire, passing through the back alleyways in the city of Jeddah. As if having those two wanted men from the Mos Eisley Cantina wasn't bad enough. We get it, it's a Star Wars movie, just don't beat us over the head with it. There's nothing else I can say about this movie without reiterating anything I've said before, other than that I enjoyed this movie then and I still do now. Rogue One is a good war story, a Star Wars story that needed to be told, and it even answered some questions raised in A New Hope. If they follow this trend with future anthology films, then they will all serve as great companion pieces to the Star Wars saga. So I'm going to stick with my original rating and give Rogue One, a Star Wars story, a Titan rating of 9 out of 10. The pacing was a little slow, but the visuals, the story itself, and the entire third act all make up for it. That wraps up this review, guys. I'm Tyduk and thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Whatever your thoughts, share them in the comment box. Be sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for my review of Episode 4, A New Hope, and I will see you on the next Titan review. May the Force be with you.